Hello, my spoonlings. Welcome back to my channel. This is your host, the Spoon Witch, or as you guys know online, Spoons, the internet mother, the weirdo. I don't know. All of those things you guys have dubbed me. Whatever. Um, we are getting in today's podcast episode, which is all about the American healthcare system and kind of what it's like to navigate it. Yeah, let's get into it. But yeah, hi guys. American system, we're tackling another one of those kind of crazy topics. While fighting bad guys that were just here and left their axes, and no, of course, as soon as I say that, they're gone. They left their axes in my front porch. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the American healthcare system. And why is this important? Well, if you ever get sick, if you're ever in a car accident, if you're ever in America and you have something unfortunate happen to you, this is gonna be important to you. You know, growing up I knew that the healthcare system was not great, even when that wasn't really something I needed to be concerned about. I'm sure you've all heard about the horrifying stories of the American healthcare system. But whose fault is it? Why is it the way that it is? And how does this affect you, even if you're not chronically ill? But yeah, how does this affect you? Why listen to this? Well, let's say one day you get in a car accident, okay, and it leaves you paralyzed from the waist down, leaves you paralyzed from the neck down, makes you lose limbs, all these things. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter if you have insurance anymore. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter what kind of life you lived before. I mean, as you guys have heard my story, it doesn't matter what kind of life you lived. I was healthy, working out 6-7 days a week, doing all the things a healthy, normal person should do, and one day, and it just, my life turned upside down. And you very quickly discover that unless you go to particular kinds of doctors, they do not care what kind of a quality of life you're having unless you can pay. Now, most of the time, it's not the doctors that are feeling that way. It is the insurance company. And you're like, well, Spoons, what do insurance companies have to do with this? They're meant to help. Yeah, they're meant to. They don't do their job anymore. It's actually quite disappointing that something that was meant to ease the cost of medicine has turned into the very thing that kills us. Something that family and I have frequently agreed on is we're no longer being treated by doctors. We are being treated by health insurance. How many times have I heard, oh, you can't have this medicine because of insurance? Why not? They don't want it. It's just not on their approved list. Well, the doctor says I need it. Doesn't matter. It's so disappointing that life-saving treatment, diabetics. Man, diabetics aren't able to get insulin. Fun fact about insulin is it was actually created by a guy who wanted it to be free for everyone. But since he knew that, things costed something, he made the patent and said, hey, I want this only to ever be $1, whatever the lowest it can be is, because this is a life-saving medicine. People's lives depend on it. And quite a few of them. Whether you're type 1, type 2, type 45, I'm kidding about 45, but you get my point, is it doesn't matter what type of diabetic you are, your life depends on it. And that patent sold, and now what is it, $600 a vial? And how many vials do people go through in a day, in a week, in a month? It's so disappointing that this is what we've become. I know I've been talking about a lot of not so super duper happy topics recently, but I feel that they are so important to it. We need to figure out how to make healthcare better. in the United States. Especially with all of the SNAP and EBT stuff happening. I don't know where we're at this current stage. Last I heard, they were going to cancel SNAP and EBT for everyone. Then they weren't going to do that. And then they were just going to do it for some people. And then they said, oh, well, we're just getting rid of the people that actually don't need it. But then they started taking mothers and babies off of it. I don't know. It's a mess is what it is, essentially. And, you know, that's really not good. It is so important that we, as a society, start taking things into hands. I'm a big fan of let's barter and trade. Something important we need to discuss is how we are handling a lot of things. You know, there are a lot of videos going around about a mother trying to feed her baby and for money. There are videos of people, you know, not being able to pay for food. I mean, forget Thanksgiving, forget Christmas, just surviving to the next day is almost going to be impossible. And I think as a society, we need to take over and, you know, just do something about it. You know, don't rely on the churches to take care of it for you. Don't rely on other people. Go out and do it. Like, we need to do it ourselves. Something wonderful I saw is with the government being shut down, people are going to the airports. There are committees organizing fundraising and food and things to give to those employees that haven't been paid so they could bring home food to their family. That is an incredibly wonderful thing to do. And we need to start doing more things like that. For the homeless, for the mothers, for the babies. Regardless of what happens after this, I think that is something that needs to be done. Bartering and trading. You know, I know how to sew. I know how to embroider. I know how to make pillows and blankets and clothes. And I could teach people how to crochet. I could teach them how to knit. I could teach them how to buttons, you know, all these things. I can teach how to cook, bake. In return, you know, as a disabled person, I need help with picking up groceries and not having to pay a company $200 a year in order to bring me my groceries, or, you know, things like that. Being able to turn our strengths into something useful for other people, and our weaknesses we can get help where. And in ways of entertainment, provide each other entertainment for free. Much like this bumblebee. But yeah, I think that the American healthcare system is something that unfortunately is not going to be as easy of a fix. Not that any of this is an easy fix. None of it's an easy fix. And none of this is going to be an overnight, oh look, we're all better thing. But I think there are many important things that we need to learn how to navigate. So people that don't know things about their medical conditions, hosting classes could be something medical professionals could do on the side. You know, teaching people about their medical conditions instead of having them wait until they are injured, passed out, having severe medical issues to get help, and then be stuck with an emergency room bill. Knowing which doctors do what, which doctors to go to. This is not a replacement for medicine, but learning alternative medicine to boost in between. So, like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna say essential oils are gonna cure cancer, okay? Like, it's not my vibe. What is my vibe is, hey, I've noticed when I drink a peppermint tea, my nausea goes. as long as it's not like something that I'm dying from. You know what I mean? Like things used in moderation and combination with other things. Moderation and combination is such an important skill for people, especially with like mental health these days. A very useful skill for people, healthy and things like therapy, combined with medication, is so important. Like, we're all dealing. Medicine is not a cure-all, and in times where you get it, you can't get medication. No, what are you gonna do? Therapy, coping skills, reading, hobbies, for lack of a better word, distraction. Learning to be able to cope with life is equally as important as medicine. And so, combination, in this case, is super important. And not over-medicating, under-medicating. I don't know, there's so much that we can do in this. We'll help each other out. It won't be a cure-all. It's not going to fix our society. It's not going to fix our healthcare system. But until we can figure out what to do together, I'm hoping to be able to help each other survive. So, bartering and trading. Free classes for each other. I don't know. That's kind of what America's been reduced to, is just and praying that whatever band-aid we have will last long enough. Not bleed out. That's the American system for you. You finally get a diagnosis, which is incredibly hard to get for anybody, for any disease. Unless it's a straight up broken bone sticking out of your arm. And even then, sometimes, I've heard horrific experiences. People are like, nuh-uh. This is ridiculous. But reducing the time of diagnosis, increasing the ability to cope with things, that's our healthcare system. Oh, pray survive. Even if you don't pray, it was like, I think we can all generally agree that hope, pray, survive is kind of our motto. And it's just so disappointing that that is our healthcare system. Yeah, no, there's so much we need to change in the healthcare system. It affects everybody. Whether it's taking your kid to the doctor and there are no doctors with availability, whether you have an infection, a broken bone, all these things, and can't afford anything like that because a hospital visit alone could cost thousands of dollars. I don't know. Something needs to change. And I think until that change is made, helping each other is our best. Communities gather together. Kind of all I got for the topic today. Short and sweet. Sorry, I kind of got squirrel-brained a little bit. But, I don't know. I hope you guys are all safe out there. I hope you guys are surviving this really weird time we're in. If you see someone in need, help them. I know none of us really have the means to go all out and, buy a store like Mr. Beast does and give it all out. But every little bit that you can give is so incredibly important. The power of $1. I got, in this week alone, I think I've had a combination of 25,000 people come in and out of my life. Now, why is that important? 25,000, they didn't stick around very long and, whatever, right? But it's actually not about the attention I am or anything. Actually, imagine if all 25,000 of those people put $1 towards a GoFundMe, $2 because they take out a fee or whatever, because, that's life, right? But imagine $25,000. Each person represents $1 that goes towards this fund. Imagine what we could do with $25,000. I know $25,000 would for me, put me out of medical debt, get rid of the debt collectors that are evil because they're coming after me because I was sick, and it would put me in a house and I'd still have leftover. Now, I say that in the way of I'm looking for a dilapidated house that I'll fix myself. But I mean, that's just like a perspective of one person, right? Like, it doesn't actually matter what $25,000 would be for me. What matters is the power of each individual person that gave $1 and what that could mean for society. You know, you see videos that have 4 million likes. If each person that liked that video gave $1, that's $4 million. What do you think you could do with $4 million for your community? How many sets of winter clothes could you buy for homeless people? How many cans of formula can you buy for $4 million? What is it for a can of formula these days? $30? Let's even be crazy and say it's $40 for a can of formula. Okay, I know it's probably not that expensive for every brand, but there are brands that are that expensive. You could buy 100,000 cans of formula for babies. You're telling me that wouldn't make a difference for mothers in domestic abuse shelters? Women that aren't able to feed their children because they lost their jobs or their husband lost their jobs, or it's a single mother and, you know, they're home, like, you know, any scenario you can think of. They lost their EBT, they're on government furlough, you know, all the things that are going on in this world right now. Imagine what $4 million could. The impact of something so small from each person seems so insignificant, right? Even if each of them gave 50 cents, or it would equate to 50 cents, right? Imagine what $2 million would do. Imagine what $1 million would do. Even crazier, imagine what $1 billion would do. I think that we as a society are severely underestimating our capabilities. We could easily eliminate a lot of medical debt for people and get them the care that they need. We could easily take care of the homeless children, the homeless mothers, and, you know, all the things that you think of when you think of, oh, poor America or poor world, you know? That could be just $1 from you. I don't know. I think we're not living up to our full potential as a society. We're spending so much time fighting each other and fighting things that do need to be fought, but we're so busy fighting those battles, we aren't realizing what we need to do instead. I swear next week will be better. I don't know, I think there are things that just someone out there. You know, I see you. I see the struggle you're going through. I see the pain. Even within my own small community, you know, there's just under 2,000 of you in my community. On TikTok, and there's 40 of you here on YouTube. And I see each of you and the pains that you guys go through. And I wish with my whole heart that one day I'll be able to help of you. And in the meantime, I can at least maybe make you smile, maybe make you think. I'll probably make you cry a little bit. I know I've cried my fair share on this internet page already. But I don't know. I wish you all the best. I love each and every one of you. Each and every single person that watches this video matters to me. Thank you guys for all of the wonderful, wonderful support. And hug your loved ones. Make sure you tell me. See you next week. Bye. I don't know if I can get this to load or not. Oh! What? From Oh! Much like these guys. Yeah, see, that little hatchet. Oh! That's unfortunate.